things before I do start this reading. So I'm not sure if I'll continue doing this daily, but I will figure something out. I would like to, ideally, for the month of October, second time this of October doing these for some reason. But I would like to continue making this like a daily sort of thing, at least for October, or I mean December. Again, don't know why I'm saying October. That's when I got this headset, but besides the point. I'm kind of looking at this where it's like I started it part as a joke, and it's something that continued to where I actually do enjoy it, but I would like to continue doing it as I kind of look at it as like, I don't know, it's like an advent calendar that I'm giving to people. I did recently figure out why, so I'm using VRC lens for recording this stuff compared to the default Unity camera or VRChat camera, and I had some issues where it was making my stuff like completely unusable until I figured out that it was something with like display focus or whatever it was. But I did change some stuff, and it might look a little bit worse for wear compared to before, but it does seem like my performance is better this way, even if I lose a little bit of quality. But hey, I'm closer to 60 frames for this compared to being like, I think I was probably like 45 or something like that before. But getting to the reading, today's reading is a little bit shorter, shorter than last time. I'm not reading for 90 minutes again, almost. This is VRChat's community guidelines. These were updated as of August 12, 2024. So, VRChat is a platform and a community where you can be anyone, create anything, and interact with people from all walks of life worldwide. You will encounter one-of-a-kind experiences that may make it fun, uplifting, off the beaten path, and potentially inspiring. I am going to disable the eye seams because I think they look fine, but for ASMR, like, yeah, I'm not talking where it's just like just little mouth movements, but I like the less exaggerated look, so I'm just going to continue like that. All of these experiences are possible thanks to our amazing community. The guidelines we follow make VRChat a fun and safe place to reside in. No matter what our terms of service are, the final word for VRChat rules. However, these community guidelines are meant to help you understand how we expect you to behave on VRChat. In the guidelines, we want you to understand two main things. Don't do things that will hurt or harm other people. Don't act in ways that would upset people, cause them trouble, or disturb them. Keep private things private. If you have avatars or other content that might be sensitive, intimate, or provocative, keep it in a private space with users that agree to see it. The terms of service govern VRChat and all activities within it, and these guidelines expand and explain those terms. As the internet and the world change, we reserve the right to enact sanctions case by case and revise these community guidelines at any time to keep VRChat safe for everyone. If you are looking for guidelines governing content creation in VRChat, check out our creator guidelines. General guidelines. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be curious, respectful, and understanding. In order to use VRChat or VRChat provided services, you must be 13 of age or older. If you are between the ages of 13 and 17, you must gain permission from your parent or guardian before using VRChat. Only one person should use each account, and a birthday provided during registration must be truthful and accurate for the user of the account. Behavior guidelines. Sexist, racist, hateful, harassing, or discriminatory language, behavior, iconography, groups, or content is never permitted in any form. We do not tolerate intolerance. Do not attack or discriminate against a person or community based on attributes such as race, ethnicity, caste, national origin, sex, gender identity, gender presentation, sexual orientation, religious affiliation, age, serious illness, disability, or other procreated classifications. Disagreements are normal, but making repeated, continued, or severe negative comments or circumventing blocks or bans can cross the line into harassment. Role-playing or historical significance is not an excuse. I'm going to pause for a moment because I would like to grab my chapstick. Okay, it's a little better. Do not engage in, promote, organize, or participate in illegal behavior. Includes organization, promotion, or support of violent extremism, including the glorification of violent events, perpetrators of said events or acts, or similar behaviors. Do not make threats of violence or threaten to harm others. This includes direct, indirect, or suggestive threats, sharing or threatening to share someone's personal identifiable information, also known as doxing. This applies regardless of public availability of information. Content or behavior that glorifies or promotes violence, suicide, or self-harm. Do not share false information or misinformation. Content, behavior, or information that is false, misleading, or that can lead to a significant risk of physical or social, societal harm may not be shared. Do not post, upload, or direct people to URLs containing shocking, hateful, harmful, or illegal content. This includes video players, image loaders, user profiles, chat boxes, and other similar user input. See our creator guidelines for more information. We strongly discourage vigilance behavior and may take action against it, as it can interfere for investigation of an ability to report incidents to authorities. Do not use VRChat as a medical or therapeutic tool, device, or methodology. Do not impersonate authority figures such as developers, moderators, group administrators, or moderators or users in similar roles. Do not impersonate other users or misrepresent communities, especially to mislead or confuse others. VRChat systems and technical guidelines. Reverse engineering and or modifying VRChat applications is not permitted. This includes injection, reverse engineering, sideloading, exploiting, or any similar activities. Circumventing anti-tamper software is strictly prohibited and will result in permanent bans. Do not engage in activities intended to cause damage or gain unauthorized access to another user's account, network, or system. This includes impersonating authority figures, distributing malware, authentication theft, phishing, distributed denial of service, and other hacking or social engineering techniques. Do not circumvent VRChat sanctions, such as bans, public bans, kicks, or other systems. Doing so will result in an increased sanction severity. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but I mean, like, it's talking about, like, oh, if you were, sorry, say you're, like, temp banned for 30 days because you had, like, a modified client, or maybe you're being a nuisance and you got reported a bunch. Making another account and then trying to get around that would increase your ban from 30 days maybe to 60 days or 90 days, or even outright permanent if you do that enough. Do not abuse not use VRChat systems in a way intended to mislead, trick, fool, or confuse users. For example, naming a world or group in a way that is intended to confuse users is not permitted. Do not abuse VRChat products in any way, such as selling accounts, spamming support or report forms, participating in fraudulent activity involving VRChat systems. This includes the creation or usage of bots to abuse the VRChat product or service, or abuse other products or other services using VRChat. Some usage of bots are okay, but they are subject to the same rules as users. Using the app reporting tools and out-of-app report form to report community guideline violations. Immediately report any exploits or vulnerabilities regarding VRChat services to our exploit disclosure form. Instance behavior. There are lots of types of instances in VRChat. Each type lets you select who can join your instance you create. Here are some guidelines to keep in mind depending on the instance you're in. Public instances. Public instances are easily accessible. This includes public and group public instances. Do not disrupt or troll public instances with inflammatory behavior. Example, adult content or behavior, controversial topics. Sensitive, intimate, or procreative content or activities, extreme horror or shock content. I'm just gonna have a little bit of my water. So, giving some examples to those three different groups or three different types. Adult content could be, say, like it wraps in adult content, behavior, controversial topics. So I think like one example could possibly be like, I don't know, a very far off like political debate or something that's very much opinionated, but also like can have facts tied to it. But just from how people get wind up into it, it's very easy to kind of have stuff spiral. Might not be the best example, but I'm not too sure what they mean by that when the next one is talking about like sensitive topics, which could be like sexual topics. Because both of those to me are adult topics, but like two different types. Extreme horror or shock content. I guess like talking about like gore. Gore comes to mind. I don't know. Do not interrupt or disrupt people's activities or games. Every world may have its own rules, so it's hard to cover all the bases and control behavior in every case. This includes cheating, abusing in-app or in-game systems, not being a good sport, or generally just being a jerk. Private instances. Private instances need an invitation or an in to enter. This includes invite and invite plus instances, friends and friends plus instances, and group plus instances. Follow the rules as presented by the present authority. This could be the instance creator, event runners, group or venue moderators, a party host, a game master, or whatever appropriate. The VRChat rules are final word if a conflict occurs. Certain portions of the inventory behavior guideline may not apply in private instances as long as everyone present consents. Hateful or harmful activity is never allowed on VRChat, even if everyone is informed or consents. Group instances. Group instances are instances created by groups. They include group public, group plus, and group only instances. Groups may moderate their instances how they see fit. Group moderators can employ verbal or text-based warning, system-level warnings, kick, or even bans to enforce their rules. Group instance rules must be reasonable. In other words, people should be told about the rules should be fair, and the rules should make sense for the environment. It is the responsibility of the group to inform the group instance occupants of any group rules they need to follow. Any rules should be fair, they should be possible to follow, and they should follow in the spirit of VRChat guidelines. No hate, no harm, rules should make sense and not be exploitative. Exploitative. For example, okay, requiring people to wear a poor or better avatar at crowded events. Not okay, requiring people to watch an advertisement before joining a group instance. Groups may not enforce rules that supersede VRChat's rules. You cannot enforce rules that break our rules. Groups should handle group moderation appeals and processes. If a user contacts VRChat Trust and Safety regarding a group ban, they'll be directed back to the group. Having an appeal process for your group is ideal. However, you aren't required to have an appeal process for your group. You are welcome to deny appeals or inform users that no appeals are accepted. These types of instances are fairly new, so these guidelines may change as we learn how people use them. Keep an eye out for these changes. Behavior outside of VRChat. If you are being harassed and are receiving communications from other players outside of VRChat control platforms, please take action using the other platform moderation tools or report procedures. This includes direct messages on Discord, Reddit, Twitter, Steam, and other platforms, as well as emails, phone calls, other messaging services, or real-world interactions. Click or tap the links below to learn more about different platforms. I'm not going to read these proper for how they are word for word, but there's a couple different links. So there's Discord, Reddit. Reddit has both blocking a user and reporting a user. Twitter rules, Steam, Oculus, online harassment resources. I think this is just like a general what to do when you're harassed online. Don't really want to open it right now. Cyberbullying awareness and prevention, suicide prevention lifeline, and chat. Tools available to you. VRChat provides several tools for you to moderate your own experiences. Muting. Muting users by opening quick menu, pointing at them, and selecting mute. I can't demo that because there's no one in this instance. Whoops. So point at the person, you'd select mute. Blocking. Removes the user from your view by selecting and clicking block. They will no longer be able to see you, and you will no longer be able to see them. Blocked users can still interact with the world in ways that you might be able to perceive. Other users can still see both of you. Safety system. Hide features of other user avatars like sounds, visuals, animations, and more using the safety system. Personal space. In the main menu, under safety, turn on personal space to make nearby users disappear. You can still hear them. Reporting. Report users through the quick menus, report button. Contact the trust and safety team for more detailed reports. So, that's all of this page. Rambling a little bit, like my opinion kind of, and thoughts about like the safety system stuff. So, I like using the safety system personally because playing this, I'm normally around public instances. I like doing group stuff. I like talking to people like one-on-one, whatever. But public instances for me are like, I like them a lot. I find them fun. But a big part of the issue with them is similar to what they were talking about with like harassing people, that sort of thing. There are plenty of people that have malicious intent in public instances at times. I hang around like various furry worlds as an example. So you get like the obvious like, ooh, I'm gonna be a funny guy and go and troll furries and harass them. And people use avatars that have the intent to like disturb what you're doing in game. Either if it's like to try and freeze your game or outright crash your game. So using safety settings and having it so that like only the base person's avatar is shown and not anything else. Or even if you want, like hiding the avatar outright for that rank. So like visitor, for example. I find that enhances my experience because then, one, I'm not getting like random weird screen effects, like just because of me having Joe Bob's avatar way off in the distance loaded. It also saves on performance or resources somewhat, so my game runs better. And then if I'm talking to someone directly, I can just hit my button, point my thing at them, and then show their avatar. Obviously, it's the type of thing that like you can determine what you find useful for it, but I like using the safety settings or safety system both for a enhancement for interacting with people in public instances, but also for enhancing my experience performance-wise, because you could have times where you load someone's avatar and it just outright nukes your game and you crash, or you show them and you just lose 15 frames because they have some super cool effect on there, but it's also like very taxing.